Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper, and in this video today I'm going to be demonstrating the Survival Steel. Now you can find out more about this product at survivalsteel.com, and the gentleman that produces this, Glenn Metter, is an awesome guy. I had the great pleasure of meeting him at the National Preppers and Survivalists Expo in Nashville, Tennessee this year, and this product that he has developed will save lives, no doubt about it. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you here in a little while. I'm going to get some contaminated water. I'm going to put it in this steel and I'm going to purify it. Now if you watched my episode on National Geographic Doomsday Preppers, you know that I got hammered pretty bad on my water preps. This right here is the end-all, be-all on prepping when it comes to water, in my opinion. Because this will take salt water, contaminated water, all sorts of filthy water, and make it drinkable, pure water. Now, with all that said, I'm going to go and get some contaminated water, and we're going to get started. Alright, now the first contamination I'm going to put into this Molotov cocktail that I'm making to distill is going to be some duck water, and as you can see there's plenty of nastiness, algae, bacteria and everything else. I actually was going to go to my cattle pond to get some water, but the duck's nasty this up worse than my cattle, so we'll get some of this first. And I've got a mason jar here so that you can see I'm not faking this. Get all this good nastiness. Fill this up. Alright, that's got us filled up pretty good. Now we'll go get some water from a pool and add that in where it's set over the winter. Okay, now I'm going to put the pool water in. It's had a lot of algae be able to build up over the winter where we didn't cover this. I was still working on a backyard project, so fill that up. Now you can see we've got a very nasty green mess that's got everything in it that you wouldn't want. Algae, bacteria, feces, and a few other odds and ends probably. So we'll take this now and we'll distill it and we'll make some pure water. Okay guys, we've got our contaminated water. This should have feces in it, bacteria, I'm guessing maybe even Cyprosporidium and Giardia. The whole 9 yards. It's even got nasties floating on the top, so about as contaminated as you can get. We next have this pot that I'm getting preheated right here. This pot measures across at the top right at about 10 inches, and the other pot is right at 9. On the bottom it should be about 9 3/4. You'll need a large pot for the cooling, and what I've got is I've got this setting on one of my wife's mitts so that I don't get the bottom nasty, because that's where the water's going to come up and condensate. Then you have the smaller pot that's going to hold the contaminated water that I'm about to pour in here in just a second. Now one thing I want you to keep in mind is that this right here, if you drunk this without purifying it, you would more than likely die of some bacterial infection. You know, something will kill you in that water, no doubt about it. Alright? That is just filth. Now, the great thing about it is, we have an answer. The Survival Steel. Alright? This thing right here, this is one of the top 10 prepping items I would ever recommend a prepper own. Plain and simple. Top 10. If you're a prepper, you should own this. Alright? Now, we're going to open it up. And here's what we have inside. We have instructions, and we have the steel. Now there's two pieces. This first piece, the water is going to come up through this. Alright, it's going to splash, and the splash will come back down, but the vapor will go up. Now there might be some bubble up and over. That will go down through these slots and drop back down onto this pot inside. Alright, so there's the first piece we've got sitting there. Alright, now the second piece, for where those few water droplets that come up, splashing up and hit it, they'll deflect off this and go back down and go through the slots and continue doing that until they turn to vapor. But vapor will go in and around this through these slots that you see right here. That vapor will work its way around up and cupping through that and come up and condensate against the bottom of the upper pot. So here we have this right here going on, and we're going to take our tube right here and I'm going to run that into our glass. That's going to be my water I'm going to drink here in just a minute. We're going to see that purify, and I'm going to take this right here and set on top, and that's our cold water that's going to be cooling that. And now we just wait patiently and let this get built up, heating, and it'll start trickling out, and we'll see it going here in just a minute. Alright guys, we've got this cooking really hot. The oven, I mean, it is, I can feel the heat off the oven here, the stove. It's really humming along. Now we've got the water is coming out the tube here, and there you've seen just a little bit more come out. It's taken it a minute. We've gotten, as you can see right there, very pure, very, very pure water. Oh gosh, there went some more. Alright, so you see it's coming out pretty good. Once you get started, it just, as it starts to condensate, it goes right on. Now I want to let that go and fill it just a little further, and I want to tell you just a few last things about this. Is I didn't even tell Glenn this at the expo. What really sold this to me is the main thing that sold this product to me is that it uses the process that the Most High has used around the world on this earth to bring water clean back down from the heavens. And that is, the sun makes the water come up in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere it cools and it rains back down. Well, the same process has been used in this steel to bring clean water to people so that they don't die. And another great thing is that it's made in the USA. What more could I need to say? Okay? So, I didn't even tell Glenn that at the expo, but immediately when I saw that, light bulb started going off my head. That's an answer right there for my water problems. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, so that we see that this is not being faked or nothing, we got steam coming up out of it. It's obviously coming out of the steel. Is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to lay that right there for just a minute. My wife's going to get on to me for that. Is I'm going to take and I'm going to pour this over in a glass. I've got a piece of ice in there to cool this down. I don't want to burn my mouth out. Alright. Alright. We're going to cool this down. Give it just a second. And here we go. Hold on, I'll get rid of all it. Excellent. And let me just tell you, one day when the world is hit by the 7 trumpets of Revelation, this right here is going to make me a very happy person. And not only that, but my community and those around me. This is going to save lives. I encourage you, visit survivalsteel.com, get you one of these, put it up somewhere safe, have it where you can grab it and go if you got a bug out. Have it somewhere if you're going to bug out, make sure it's there so that you can have the thing, okay? So make sure to check these guys out. And as always, until we see you again here at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.